Hello friends, I am Pabitra and love watching learn something very true. Hello friends, so I am Pabitra and love watching learn something very true. So today our topic is data science. So this is the first video of our data science course and we will try to explain as easy as possible to understand you. And so let's start the video. So what is data science? It is a combination of multiple disciplines that uses statistics, data analysis, and machine learning to analyze data and to extract knowledge and insight from it. Means it is a it is not a single discipline. It has multiple disciplines like statistics, data analysis, machine learning, data machine learning. From these things, we need to using these things we need to extract knowledge and insight from the data. So uh, its simple meaning is we have some data and we need to find out the knowledge or the insights from that data, because in this stage or in this position we have lot of or huge data which called big data. So from those data we need to find out some insights or knowledge so that we can use those knowledge insights and grow on multiple fields, which can be healthcare or defense or other education and research. Multiple fields we can grow from that knowledge or insight using the data science, which has the multiple disciplines called statistics, data analysis, machine learning, deep learning. Okay, these are the things or disciplines in this data science. Okay, then data science is about data gathering, analysis, and decision making. Means this is a step. First step, we need to gather the data, then analysis those data, and then decision making means make the decision from the analysis. Okay, data science is about finding patterns in data through analysis and make structure predictions. Means from in the data we need to find out the patterns through analysis and future predictions. Analysis and make the future predictions. Okay, by using data science, companies are able to make what can companies do using the data science. So they can better decisions. Means should we choose or A or B, means from the two things which will need to be choose or which will be the best, that decision we can make using the data science. Then prediction analysis means what will happen next. Future prediction, we can predict future based on the present data. Means which data we have collected. Using those data we can predict what will be going to happen in the future. Okay, then pattern discoveries. Okay, pattern discoveries means find pattern or maybe hidden information in the data. We can find out the pattern or hidden information in the data. Means we have huge amount of data. from that data we manually can't find the pattern or understand the pattern or find the information from those data, huge data. So if we use machine or science, data science, in that data we have used the science, then use we can find the pattern or the information which is hidden in that data. Okay, so now where is data science needed means where we can use the data science. So data science is used in many industries in the world today. Example, banking, cons consultancy, okay, healthcare and manufacturing. Some applications are of years, okay, application areas. Okay. So in the healthcare, banking, consultancy, and manufacturing, these are the example areas where the data science needed. Okay, so some practical applications areas of data science. So let's see those. For route planning means which route, which route will be the best route to see products. Okay, so that can we find using the data science. To displays for flight, speed, train, seat, etc. Okay, so what we can decrease the delays of flight, ship, or train by using the route planning. Okay, then to create promotional offers means for promotional offer create we can use the data science. Then to find the best suited time to deliver goods. Okay, that also we can find using data science. To forecast the next year's revenue for a company. This is the best which are now widely used for the data science. Okay, so to analyze health. Okay, then to predict who will win elections, etc. Means these things we can predict by using the data we have. Which data before we can't, before data science we can't uh, predict or analyze those data this much more accurately. Means after this data science we can predict mostly accurate the prediction or the analysis. Okay, then consumer goods, stock markets, industry, etc. Then how does a data scientist work? Means a data scientist requires expertise in several backgrounds, means which should know a data scientist, which will required in the data scientist. Okay. Data science. So first thing is machine learning. So do mm, you all of you know the machine learning? Machine learning means we learn, we teach the machine and machine will learn that and perform according. That means first machine will learn like us how we learn, like supervised learning, supervised machine learning, unsupervised machine learning, reinforcement machine learning, like this. Super machine learning is machine will learn. Okay, then statistics means machine learning should know the data scientist. Statistics also need to know. Then programming languages like Python or R. So mostly we use Pythons. Okay, and R also used. Then mathematics. So some mathematics need to know mathematics formulas or mathematics topics. Okay. Then databases. Databases also we need to know. A data scientist must find patterns within the data before he or she can find patterns. He or she must organize the data in a standard format. Means before finding the pattern or analyze the data, we need to first what we need to organize that data, means the data which we have that should not be or can't be organized or formatted. So for that, we need to first organize that data so that we can find the pattern or analyze that data by organizing that data. Means if we organize the data first, then we can easily find the pattern or analyze the insight from that data. Okay, find out the insight from that data. Then a data scientist performs following task. What task a data scientist performs? So for that, ask the right questions to understand the business problem. So first need to ask the right questions to the business so that he or she can understand the business problem so that he can solve that problem properly. First, so for solving that problem, need to understand the problem properly. So for that, need to ask the right questions. Then explore and collect data from database, web pages, web logs, okay, customer feedbacks, etc. In a company, multiple ways data comes from database, from their web logs, or the customer feedbacks which they have. So from those data, we need to analyze the pattern or information. So for that, first we need to explore and collect those data. Then extract the data, means transform the data to standardized format. Okay, so the which we have says that first we need to organize the data or transform the data standardized format. Okay, then clean the data, means remove erroneous, useless from the data, means which are the unless useless data from that a huge amount of data. We need to clean those first. Okay, null values or some things which we don't need, some columns, some rows we don't need. So those we need to clean from that data. And then find and replace missing values, means which are the missing values, missing columns, missing rows, missing fields. We need to replace or delete those. Okay, values. Then normalize data. Scale the values in a particular range. Okay, then analyze data, find patterns, and make future predictions. Means then after the normalization of data, we can find the patterns or analyze the data and make the future predictions. Okay, then represent the result. So that's the most important thing also. So after finding the pattern or analyze the data or make, after future predictions, we need to represent the data to the business owner or the company so they can understand. We analyze the data and find the patterns in form of data or messy data. So we need to present represent that result to the company owner or business owner properly. So for that we need to visualize those data or create graphs or charts from those insights or patterns. Okay, then we will start by presenting what data is and how data can be analyzed. We will learn how to use statistics and mathematical functions to make predictions. So next question, what is data in data science? So data is a collection of information. Okay, one purpose of data science is to structure data, making it interpretable and easy to work with. Okay, then types of data. What types of data we have? So data can be categorized into a group into two groups. Okay, so structured data and unstructured data. Unstructured data, what are the unstructured data? Unstructured data is not organized. We must organize the data for analysis purpose. Means which data is not organized before or previously. So we need to first organize those data, which called unstructured data. After organized, it will be structured. Then we can analysis from those data. Okay, example of unstructured data. This is the example. Okay, structured data. Structured data what? Means structured data is organized and easier to work with. Which data is organized? That called structured data. Okay, how to structure data? Unstructured data can be so how we can structure that unstructured data. To structure or present data, we can use an array or a database table. Okay, example of an array. The following example shows how to create an array in Python. So because we use the Python language mostly, so we have the example in Python. Okay, so array, there is an array variable which has eight some values. Then we can print the array. So this is the array declaration syntax in the Python and printing the array variable. Okay, and in real life, data science deals with a large number of data set. But for simplification here we will deal with a small data set that is easy to interpret. Means in real life we have a large amount of a huge amount of data sets. Okay, so but for learning or understanding purpose we can't understand from the large data set. We need to understand in the small, simple, easy to understand data sets. Okay, so that we can understand properly. Then database table. A database table is a table with structured data, which also called relational data. Like that. A database table consists of columns and rows. Table has columns and rows, we all know. This is the example of a table. Okay, then this data set consists information of a typical training session. A row is a horizontal representation of data and a column is a vertical representation of a data. Then variables, what are the variables? A variable is defined as something that can be measured or counted. Example can be characters, numbers, or character numbers. Okay, then according to the above table, each column represents a variable. Okay, there are four columns, meaning that there are four variables: duration, hours, calories. These are the four columns. Okay, in this table. Then five rows also in that table. These are the five rows: R1, R2, R3, R4, R5. Okay. Then go to the next question. Next topic: data science and Python. Python. What is the Python? Python. It is a programming language which we already discussed. Used by the data scientist. Okay. Then Python has inbuilt mathematical libraries and functions. Means we don't need to uh, write the full mathematical function. We have the function, which function is already predefined in the libraries in the Python. So we just need to use those functions, mathematical functions, so that we can analyze the data or properly find out the patterns, making it easier to calculate mathematical problems and to perform data analysis. Okay, Python libraries. It has libraries with large collection of mathematical functions and analytical tools. In data science, we will use the following important libraries. So these are some important libraries. Which first is pandas. Pandas means this library is used for structured data operations like import CSV, which data set we will import means we need to use a data set to the collection of data in Python or in the programming we call CSV file. Okay, so that CSV file we need to import in Python so that we can analyze that CSV file data. Okay, so NumPy, that thing we can do using Python, pandas, and the NumPy. NumPy libraries. This is a mathematical library. It has a powerful n-dimensional array object, linear algebra, etc. Okay, so NumPy has the mathematical libraries, so we can use the mathematical functions and other calculations. Okay, matplotlib. Matplotlib, this library is used for visualization of data. Means up the data we can visualize. So we have the form of text or numbers, the data, but we can visualize that data using the matplotlib library in the graph form or chart form. Okay, so next, scipy. So this library has linear algebra modules. Okay, then C1. This library is used for making statistical graphics. Okay, then data science, Python data frame. So what is the data frame in Python? A data frame is a structured representation of data where we can represent the data in the form of structure. Okay, how to define a data frame in Python? So this is the example of how we can define a data frame in Python. So import pandas as PD. So here we import the pandas library. Ha, hmm, na, hmm, hmm. Import pandas as PD. So this is the Python library is called pandas where we use. So this D is the call 1, call 2, call 3. Okay, a collection or set. So in the data frame we use PD. PD means pandas. Pandas library, the name, and we have allies as PD. So this is the name, pandas allies name, which we use in this example. So this is the short name. Like okay, so PD dot data frame. In the pandas library, we have the data frame method or function where we have passed the data as D. D is the data. Okay, our data column and row wise. So in the set form, and we pass that D data in the data frame function. Okay, then we can print the DF. DF means data frame. Okay, print. Then we can see the column and row wise data frame. Okay, then explanation of the example. So this is the form. of out which will going to show to us. Means in in this example, we can see this data how written here. In the set column 1, call 2, call 3, and in that call has the values of that column. Okay, so here also we can see call 1, call 2, call 3. The values are shows here and how it will looks like this example. Okay, I think you can understand the example. Okay, so call 1, call 2, and call 3 are the names of the columns, and the vertical row from 0 to 4 is telling the information about the position of the rows. Okay, then count column df save df dot save. In the df means in the data frame which we have the variable called df here is declared. So in this df we have the save method or save, where we can pass the column number. So column for column 1 we can find the save of the data frame. We print count column. So here we can see the count of the column 3, which is output of as 3. We count the number of rows using Python code. We can count the number of rows in the data frame we have. So how can we that count row? This is the variable name, and from the data frame variable we have the dot save which is 0. If we pass 0 then it count the rows, and by printing the count row variable we can see the output. There is the 5 rows. So in this table we have 0, 1, 2 to 4. So these are the 5 rows we can see, and 3 columns. So this is the way to print the column number, and this is the way to print the row number of the data frame. In case of real-life data science deals with a larger set of data, using say we can correctly count total number of the observations in that data set. Okay, column and row we can count using like that. Means here we have 3 columns and 5 rows, so we can manually also count. But in the huge large in the real life we have huge data set where have like 20-30 rows and 20-30 columns and thousands of rows. So how will we count? We can't count manually. That will be the time wasting. So we can use this type of Python code to count the dataset, column and rows. Okay, then data science functions. So some functions in data science, which are 3 commonly used functions in the Python used in data science are max, mean and mean. Mean, these are the 2 different things. Okay, so max, discuss one by one. Max, first the max function. The in the Python, max function is used to find the highest values in the array. In an array means we have here the example. Okay, maximum value, variable name, and in the max function we can pass the variable values. So using those in this max function we can find the maximum value. So here what the maximum 100. So this maximum variable will return or print the 100. Okay, so what will be the most highest value that we print in this max function? In the mean function, which also we can understand that the mean means the lowest value of that array will print, but the mean in mean function, this is the difference. This is the average of the array. Here we can see the example 240, 250, 260, 270, like this 330. So the average value of the array will be the 285. This position, middle of the 280 and 290 will be the 285. So this is the means. Mean means average of the array values. Okay. So I think you can understand the mean. MIN mean means the lowest value and MEAN mean means the average value of the array. Okay. Then NumPy is a Python library. It is used for working with arrays. NumPy is short for numerical Python. Okay, NumPy full form जो means the NumPy full form means numerical Python. It can also be asked in the exams, so we can understand or know this thing. So we write num np means in short form we can write numpy as np. Okay, so in the example where we can see np dot something, so we need to understand that np means numpy, which is commonly used the allies of numpy. Okay, then data science, data preparation means first we need to prepare the data. So before analyzing data, a data scientist must extract the data and make meaningful data and make it clean and vulnerable. Okay, usable. So first, data preparation one means data preparations in data science means the first we need to prepare the data, messy data or the not meaningful data. We need to first prepare that as proper. Then extract and read data with pandas. So we can extract and read the data using pandas. Then let's go. This is the I think this is going very large video. So let's discuss the important things. Okay, data categories. To analyze data, we also need to know the types of data we are dealing with. Data can be split into three main categories: numerical data, categorical data, and ordinal data. This is the most important thing, that numerical data means the numbers data, and categorical means that category like data, and ordinal data contains categorical data that can be measured up against each other. Okay, like example, school grades, where 0 is better than E, uh, and so on, like this. Then we have data types. Info function helps to list the data types within our dataset. So we have if we have dataset, so from that dataset we can find the list of the data types in the dataset has by using the info function. Okay, here is the example, health info. This is the dataset, and health info is the dataset, and in that dataset we can use the info function to find the columns and data types, different data types. Okay, so here we can see the data types. Now analyze the data. When we have the clean data set, means after cleaning the data set or organize the data, we can start analyzing the data. We can use the describe function in Python to summarize data. Okay, that the example is health info. This is the data set name dot describe function. This is the function. So if we print you can see like this. Okay, so mean, max, and standard deviation. Mean 75%, 55%, 50%, 25%, like this. We have the describe of that information of the data set. Okay, so here, so we can, in the describe function, we can see the mean, max, standard deviation, all the things here. Okay, now here counts the number of observations, mean the average value, standard deviation, STD means standard deviation, mean means the lowest value, and 25%, 50%, 75% are percentile. Okay, max the highest value. Okay, this is the end of this first module. So here we understand the most of the things which we need to know to start the data science. So the important things we have understand. So we can move on to the next module in the next video. So there we will use this knowledge, this first video knowledge, so that we can understand the second module properly. So if you have any doubt in this first module, so you can comment out. I will reply, okay, in that doubt, if you have. So, and if you understand something in this video, so you can comment that you have understand, or you this is the helpful video for you. So for that you can comment, and if it's good, this video, so you can also like and share with your friends, so they also can understand the data science, because this is the newly means ongoing technology which is we need to learn. So you can share with your friends, and if you want to see the next video, so you need to subscribe our channel and stay with us, so that you can find the next video also. And we have other videos in our YouTube channel, in the in our learn something with Pabitra, this YouTube channel. We have other other topics playlist, which are data structure and C, Java, object oriented, oops. Okay, so using Java, so these are our already covered topics in our channel. We have, so you can watch also those playlists, okay, if you want. So for today, this is the end, and we will again meet in the new or the next part of this data science video. So for that, stay tuned and be happy and be healthy. So thanks for watching. Bye.